everybody. Welcome. Different scenery in the background. Why? Because finally I'm in my new kitchen. I'm so psyched to be here. And hello, my co-creators. I love y'all so much. I'm so glad you're here joining me. My name is Michele. I'm your friendly neighborhood super woo and fourth generational kitchen witch. And welcome to my kitchen where the magic happens. This week, we're going to be doing our weekly energy reading and 3-card personal reading polls. So let's just get started. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do, go ahead and like it, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. And let me know in the comments as we go through, like, is this resonating with you? Because I always love that feedback. Okay. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is this. I want to share with you what decks I'm going to use today. So today we're going to pull from the Archangel Michael Sword of Light. And that one is by Radleigh Valentine. Love him. I've been following him since his Genie Bobble days. But anyways, if you love these cards, you will love this. I love Archangel Michael. He's like totally my man after Darren. Those of you who know Mr. Kitchen Witch, Darren. That's ironic, isn't it? I have Darren as my man. I think that's funny as a fan of Bewitched. Anyway, second card deck we're going to use is Spirit Oracle with Colette Baron-Reid. And then finally, I will pull an affirmation for the week for you from my deck, which is the My Meditation Minute deck. So if you love these decks, when you see the pictures and you're like, oh my God, they're so beautiful, I must have that deck. Links are below for you to grab them for yourself. Okay, so let's get started. So the first card we're going to pull today is going to be, ooh, how did those get in there? I guess I need to put these back in my my fairy forest, my sacred forest deck. This is what happens when you start shuffling cards. That's funny. Okay, so we're going to start with our Archangel Michael, which already has a card popping out. Ah, interesting. I love that. Okay. And then our second card is going to come from the Spirit Animal deck. Let's see. Come on, yeah. Okay. Eagle upside down. Guess we're ignoring some stuff this week, huh? And then our last one. I'm going to pull from here. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So here's how I read for this particular stuff. So the first one, our first card in our collective energy week, the collective energy for this week is going to be the answer to that question. Like, what do we need to know about the energy for this week? Like, what do we need to work with here? The second card is our medicine card, and the third card is support for all of this. So first card is be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Okay. It's called accept your truth and let source take it from there. Right there. That's our first card. And I feel like this is something like it's funny. When I pull all these, I always think to myself, this is also a message for me. So really, I've been asking, and I said this to one of my clients and some friends of mine the other day, I love what I do, but I want more. And I don't know if you're feeling that too, especially after the eclipse season is over. We are not who we were, like 2 weeks ago when this thing opened and it finally is closed. And now we're kind of like, okay, let me get my bearings. And then I think Mars is going retrograde, which isn't bad. It just gives us a moment to slow down and regroup because Mars is like the go, go, go planet, the GSD planet. It's very masculine energy, getting the things done. So right now, I think being honest with yourself and really stepping into listening to your small inner voice without the shoulds, without all the stuff. I mean, that was a big part of this last eclipse season, was letting go of all the crap that's in our way. So when you do that, and you get honest with yourself and you can hear yourself and you say, what do I really want? What do I want to do? What am I called to do? What is my truth? And then accept it whatever it is, and stand in that and start working in it. That's when things start opening. So what are the ways that we can do this? So what is the medicine for this is the next card. And the next card is Eagle Spirit, but notice Eagle Spirit comes in upside down. Upside down is not bad. Go hide your kids, go hide your wife, kind of a thing. That's not how I read, because I want you guys to remain empowered and feel empowered. And this is more like information for what you need to do. Like, what do I need to do? Where do I need to go? So this is supposed to be helpful, not scary. So upside down is, I didn't know that. I forgot that I knew that, or I know that and I don't want it. And I feel like this is the middle one. This is the, I know that, but I forget kind of a thing. So spirit, like Eagle Spirit is, spirit has your back. Remember, as we start being honest with ourselves, stuff can come up, like old belief systems about what we want, for ourselves, what we want in who we are. It might, you might have some little chatter in the back of your head, that unconsciously is skewing you to believing you're not worthy. Like, there's some people that I have worked with where, like, their childhood, it wasn't necessarily like awful, like when we think of bad childhoods, but like if you had a parent that maybe was, not engaged, just because they have their own baggage, they're not awful people. It's just that's their thing. You kind of ended up with this worthiness issues, and am I really supposed to be here? Like, am I good enough? Like that kind of stuff. So a lot of times when you step into your truth, when you're being radically honest with yourself, sometimes what can happen is you get these great ideas and they're great. And then the little itty bitty shitty committee comes in, and those are the voices from your past saying, you're not good enough, you don't deserve that, blah, blah, blah. Just get in the boat and row with everybody else, kind of a thing. And the fact is that doesn't work for you. And so sometimes we need to really have the courage to put down those voices, to kind of exercise the voices, or excise the voices, and understand spirit has your back. I think a lot of us know this and we speak a lot to it, but sometimes those of us in the woo community, sometimes we give it lip service. Like, oh, I know spirit has my back, but I'm still going to go do these other things I'm supposed to do because, well, I mean, I live in the 3D world, so I have to do them. But part of the journey is like going and saying, yeah, I currently exist in the 3D world, but I'm stepping into the 5D world. I'm stepping into the divinity within myself. And if source energy is the creator of everything, and you are an extension of source energy, you are the creator of everything too. Thusly, you create all the experience that you are going through in your life. And all you need to do is shift your thought process into focusing on not the absence of what you don't have, but the things that you do want, and being grateful for what's in your life now. Like those kind of manifesting stuff. Like, and if you have not downloaded my 7 keys for manifesting, go ahead and do that. It's on my website. The link for my website's below. But the fact is that if you're going to manifest stuff and you're going to really be honest with yourself and then manifest your dreams, you got to start with the spirit has my back, right? All day long and twice on Sunday. That's what we need to do. But right now it seems like the reason this came in upside down is because we're kind of living in a little bit of fear. So maybe the medicine here is taking a breath, figuring out, what am I really afraid of? Am I afraid of what the voice in my head is saying? Am I afraid of what society is telling me to do? And those things are directly opposed to what I want. If that's the case, then you need to sit down and say to your fear, I hear you. Thank you for your input, but I'm still going forward. Okay. So that's kind of like realizing, once I start being honest with myself, my beliefs might pick up. And those beliefs aren't necessarily aligned with what your truth is. Those things that are popping up are more aligned with what other people in your life have been telling you, whether it be the news, family members, friends, teachers, coworkers, bosses, what have you. Remember that when you're honest with yourself and you start remembering, because this is upside down is forgetting, remembering that spirit has your back, that's when stuff will start, kicking into alignment and start manifesting for you. So here's your mantra for the week. Take a good breath. Inhale. We're going to inhale through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. And I'm just going to read these. We're going to do it 3 times. Okay. So inhale through the nose. It is safe for me. And exhaling through your mouth to receive compensation for my gifts. Isn't that interesting? That's the thing that comes through between once we're honest with ourselves and once we realize Spirit has our back and we kind of move from that space. It's like the next thing is, if you're doing your own business or you're doing woo stuff or readings or astrology or any of this stuff, remembering that it's safe for you to be compensated for your gifts, whether it be in payment, whether it be in trade, whether it be in some other, like energetic exchange, it's still compensation. So the give and take is a cycle. That's also part of the manifesting process. So knowing for yourself, say, I inhale, it is safe for me, and exhale to receive compensation for my gifts. Let's do that again. Maybe close your eyes. If you're driving, do not close your eyes. But if you're sitting at a desk or just listening on a podcast mode, inhale. It is safe for me. Exhaling through the mouth to receive compensation for my gifts. Inhaling again. It is safe for me. And exhaling to receive compensation for my gifts. Yes, just sit with that for a moment. Yeah. And coming back. So this week's energy is really, let's get honest with ourselves. What is my truth? That's your question. Maybe you ask it to Spirit. You let Spirit answer. What would it take for me to know my truth? What would it take for me to know my truth? And then letting Spirit answer you, remembering that Spirit has control, Spirit has your back, always conspiring, but always charged with your thoughts. So remember, when you're thinking about what is my truth and you start feeling like, okay, this is where we're going, that's when your itty bitty shitty committee might pop in, and you need to manage that. Remember, Spirit has your back. Okay. And then as you're entering in that space, it is safe for me to receive compensation for my gifts. Now, this could be an increase in your pay at your job. This could be you cooking bread or making cupcakes as a business, could be sharing your gifts like what I'm doing right now. So whatever that is, that once you get your truth and your spiritual backing aligned, it's time to say, it's safe for me to have some energetic exchange going on. So that's the reading for this week for the collective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our cards back, and let's see, Spirit, what do we need? Which deck do we need today? I think I'm going to use Archangel Michael deck. That's what I'm being pulled to. So we're gonna go into our card reading for you personally. But before we do, I just want to remind you, if you are loving this video, if you are like, oh, I love the kitchen, let me know if you love the kitchen. I love my new kitchen. My other kitchen was like a total galley. I couldn't even sit in it. I mean, you really couldn't. But this kitchen, I love this kitchen. So like, that's why I say it's where the magic happens, because I'm kitchen witch by ancestral background. So I'm excited to start doing kitchen witchery in here and sharing it with you, actually. But right now, I want you to go ahead and say to me, do you love the kitchen? If you don't love my kitchen, don't let me know, because I really love my kitchen. But if you do love it, go ahead and let me know. So here's what we're going to do and I'm just looking at my notes really quick. So if you're loving this, give it a thumbs up. Again, share, like the channel, all that business. So we're going to go ahead and do a 3-card for your personal reading. So what this is you choose 1, 2, or 3, and that will be your card. But before I pull them, I want you to take a minute and think about, what is a big question on my heart? What is a question? If I was going to sit across the table from you right here in my kitchen and we were going to do a reading, what is the question you'd want to ask me so that I can channel you an answer? And if right now I'm putting you on the spot and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I would, but I really want to, I really want a reading. what I generally tell people is, okay, just close your eyes a moment and focus on your heart center and just say, Spirit, please tell me what you need me to know for this week. What do I need to know for this week? That would be the question, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just shuffle. And as I'm shuffling, I want you to choose the number 1, 2, or 3. And then I will pull cards and I will give you a reading. And whichever number you choose is that one. So 1, 2, and okay. So, and here we go. So my number 1, oh my goodness. Number 1, look at that business. Welcome abundance into your life. So here we are. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that source will hear your financial challenges. So my number 1s, if you are worried about money, oh, how am I going to pay for this? First of all, let's change that. Okay. I know. Yes. Like sometimes we start thinking, but that's what's true. That's what's going on for me. Okay. But if you're focusing on what you don't have, you're going to have more of what you don't have. So focus on giving gratitude for what you do have, even if it's small, even if it's like, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so worried about whatever in the financial realm. Focus on what's sitting with you in the present moment. Do you have clothes? Do you have food? Are you okay and safe? If that is you, then focus on that. And from that space, start saying, I am open to receiving, like the compensation for my gifts thing. It is safe for me to receive compensation for my gifts. I make money or I receive money whether I work for it or not. I receive money from expected and unexpected sources. That might be what it is. But this card is a reminder that prosperity and abundance is always there for you. And notice that it doesn't say, oh, it's going to come on Tuesday. It says, welcome abundance into your life. That means be open to receiving, because sometimes, for example, we all know the stories of the lottery winners. I think they used to do a TV show about it where they would follow around lottery winners who won millions and millions and millions of dollars. And half of them were making they were investing, making all these business decisions and living off of the dividends from their millions and making very abundant mindset choices so that the money, would last them because they had an abundance mindset, which is a focus on expansion. Now, some of those folks in that show, you'd go to some stories and the person had squandered their millions on God knows what. And some of them even ended up in jail. And that was because of a lack mindset where it's like you get the money, you're great at manifesting it, but the receiving and retaining part, not so good, because there's issues and blocks there that can push away whatever it is you manifested. So when we get the card, welcome abundance in your life, number 1s, what that reminder is that you need to be open to receiving all of the goodness that's out there. So grateful for what you currently have and more. That's what it is. It's really being open to receiving more and stop worrying about, where's it going to come from? I don't have enough. All those thoughts are the poverty mindset. Okay. What we want to say is, I always have more than enough. It is safe for me to receive compensation for my gifts. I receive money in expected and unexpected ways. That's all you got to do. Number 1, shift your thought process and welcome that abundance in, and boom, there it'll be. Okay. Let's move on to my number 2s. Number 2s. This is a blessing in disguise. Ooh, and your angels are here. Look at that. All your angels are here. And we have heart-centered colors, the pinks, the greens, all of that. And then also you have some yellows and oranges, which is your sacral and which is creative and manifesting. Sacral and your solar plexus, which again comes back to that truth card from before. So this is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have the situation well under control, and what will come is far better than you have ever dared to dream. So that's a really good message, I think, for you number 2s, in the sense that if something's going on right now that you're like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? What the frig is going on? Take a moment, take a step back and say, instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Start looking around and be opening your heart into, what is my lesson here? What am I supposed to learn from this? because everything that comes to us is a blessing in disguise, even if it's some situation that doesn't feel really good. And saying to yourself, this might even be me learning how to set boundaries. It might be about me realizing what I don't want. It might be all about, you learning how to utilize your voice, how to create something that makes you happy, because all of the stuff is, I think a lot of times, if it's not like where you're like, yeah, this is great, it's kind of like, oh, that's contrast. And the contrast is what I love and what I don't love, what brings me joy and what doesn't. And if it's not bringing you joy, that's a lesson to say, what will bring me joy? Okay, so this doesn't bring me joy. Do I dwell there? No. What I think then is immediately, okay, what would make me feel better? And do that. So really, when something happens, number twos, remember, it's a blessing in disguise. If nothing else, it's a call to action to switch your thinking to what would bring me joy right now. Like something small, it doesn't have to be huge, just something to shift your vibration to be more in that manifesting mode. Understand that everything is temporary and you will move through this with grace and ease if you can focus on where you're going, not the poo pile you're sitting in right now. So know that it's a blessing. You'll wash yourself off. Everything will be great and you'll move on. And that's where you need to focus. Like, what is my lesson here? Not why is this happening to me? Okay, number twos and number threes. Oh, I love this. This is so for me because I have so many people that I love and that are colleagues of mine, that are friends, that are family, that are in Florida, North Carolina, and Georgia right now, that are just going through a lot of stuff, and that is you. Then this probably is for you, number threes. If you're worried about your people, it says your loved ones are safe. Know that our loved ones are safe no matter where they are. It's kind of like the idea of divine protection. That doesn't mean, I want to be really clear, that does not mean that bad stuff doesn't happen. It just means that you are protected at a divine level, that whatever transpires will come out okay for you. It may not be what you want all the time, but it will always come out okay because you are held in the palm of the hand of source energy, or God, whatever your chosen deity is. But I love this. Your loved ones are safe, because I'm also like, I'm watching the weather myself right now. It's October 7th rather. And, I have friends that are already evacuating for the second time. And you guys, I just know that I'm surrounding every one of you with light and protection. And I'm sending you love and holding space and just focused on keeping you guys safe, putting a bubble around you guys. But anyone else that is worried, know that your loved ones are safe no matter what happens. They are always held in the palm of God's hand, of source energy's hand. And it says on the card, let go of your fear and worry for them. I am looking after them. I think that's a big thing. And this doesn't necessarily mean like you might be, worried about a family member just in general, like what they're doing or what's going on with them or their health report or a loved one that's going through something. Know that you need to let go of your fear around that, that they are being held by spirit, and that's okay. I know this is kind of an interesting reading. It's all over the place. So I feel like a lot of folks who are watching this, who need to see this. And the thing is, yes, this is October 7th, 2024. But say like in 5 years, you're watching this and you got this far in the video, really quick, whenever you see a card pull like this and you pick your card, that message is for you. So whatever I'm saying now, if you watch this 2 years from now, this message is still for you. So I feel like this is all over the place because I have an inkling that whoever is going to resonate and click on this video to watch it, there are various messages here for you. And you might resonate with all three of these, and that's okay. But I feel like, first of all, like my number one, it's time for you. If this is you, you need to start opening up and being receptive to receiving abundance. Change that mindset from lack to attraction, to worthiness. Okay. Lack to abundance, number one. Then number two is blessing in disguise. Number two is it's Not why is this happening to me? It's why is this happening for me? What is my lesson here? If I was going to say, even if you're going to be snarky about it, which is totally okay, because I get snarky too. I'm like, yeah, Spirit, that's awesome. Thanks. But like, if that's your jam, whatever your tone is, just remember, switch into what is the lesson here for me, and that will switch this blessing in disguise and probably move it through a lot faster. So number 2s, that is for you. And number 3s, focusing on, if you're worried, like I was saying, I'm a little worried about my friends in Florida right now. And I'm also worried about my North Carolina people and all that all those things that are going on over there. But this isn't necessarily for someone like me, because I'm sure a lot of us have friends and family in those areas if you're in the Southeast. But say this is, you're worried about a parent, a relative, your partner, a sibling, a child, or if you have a fur baby, you're worried about what's going on with them. Your card is, your loved ones are safe. Know that they are in the palm, that Spirit is holding them in the palm of their hand. So that's our message for the week. I hope that was helpful. Go ahead and drop in the comment which card you picked. Did it resonate for you? Do you love it? If you do, go ahead and like this video, give it a thumbs up by doing that. And if you're interested in, that's new. I did not know that was happening. Okay. And if you love this video, if you were that excited that fireworks went off for you, go ahead and book yourself a private session where you can actually sit across from the table from me, just like we're doing right now, but it'll be just you and me, and I will give you a personal reading on Zoom, and it's recorded, and then I email it back to you when we are done, and you get to keep it. And any resources, I usually put links and stuff to resources that Spirit suggests to support you in your journey. I do not do future readings. What I do is spiritual journey readings, like what is going on in your path, how can you, and because I want you to stay empowered. So it's not, what should I take this job or not? What will happen? Should I go out with this person or not? Will I get married to them? Are they my person? Like that kind of stuff is not what I do. What I do is what we get clarity on. Do you want to go out with this person? Do you want to go where that job is going to take you? Do you think this is the best house? Like really kind of like Spirit will guide you through that decision-making process through channeled information and any resources that are needed. So like we might be talking and we figure out, oh, this is the block you're bumping up against with relationship, with job, with money. And what do we need to do, or what do you need to do to navigate that so that you can clear that limiting belief and move on to receiving your abundance, whether it be in love, money, job, what have you. So if that's the kind of reading you love, go ahead. The link is in the description for scheduling your own private reading. And until next time, I appreciate you being here. I'll see you next week from the kitchen. Hopefully these will run a little bit smoother and be on time now that I kind of got the hang of it. So I love you so much. Until next time, I will see you in the vortex. Have a great rest of your day and have a great week. Bye. I'm going to hop up and turn off the recording now. Bye. Boop. Okay, for reals. Bye.